clashes, top players have started to remove the Eternal Tome ability from the Warden for some of those top strategies out there. They have replaced it with the Overgrowth spell to make sure that there's less damage on their troops and they don't need the Eternal Tome ability. But with bringing the to Overgrowth, you do not have space for any rage spells, which are then getting replaced by the Rage Gem. To make sure that you can power through the high damage area still, you're going to bring on top of that the Healing Tome. And that's the entire trick. So let's jump into some attacks and I will showcase why and how this is working so well. And I really want to mention two things right now. The first thing is, with so many epic equipments, you don't need that on the king. I mean, this is from like pros, and they typically like to use the snake bracelet on the king. You can use the earthquake boost, the gauntlet, or even the Vem stash. I will personally go with the gauntlet and not with the snake bracelet in the regular mode. So just if you're wondering what I would use, but let's get things ready. The second thing I want to say is, and really highlight, is that a huge shout out goes to Max for doing this, because as far as I know, he came up with this approach and he tried this the first time with like really going deep down this rabbit hole of like, okay, if I replace the Eternal Tome, what do I have to do to make this still work? Okay, I have to use the Overgrowth. Then I'm having the issue of not having enough rages and so on. So really going deep down and figuring out, okay, what do I have to bring to replace every single step and do everything like that. And yeah, so huge shout out goes to him. Next invis like this, I would like to get the scatter out of the way still as well. So let's just do that with one more invis, and then we're going to recall. So we got our value here, like this, perfect. I think we're going to enter from this bottom side, not into the top side. So let's do exactly that. We're always using the Archer Queen to funnel with the King together. This is like something which I will mention in a second as well, and explain, hopefully, why certain things were replaced. But like this, Headhunter, we have the Ice Golem, this. I won't use just yet. Oh, the healers maybe. I won't use just yet the Royal Champ because of the Giga Bomb over there. But I can use the King now for tanking purposes. Now the Royal Champ, as the trap has been triggered. Win ability now as well. Things looking pretty good. Poison. This is why we bring a poison, because of the Furnace. Otherwise, the Furnace is just way too annoying, and you don't want to really deal with that. And yeah, that's the main purpose of the poison. If you do not run into furnaces for whatever reason, just skip that. Just skip that. Now we're going to use the heal as we're approaching the back end. I will try to get everything further into the core with like using the Overgrowth over here. So the damage is not there as much. Maybe I should have only Overgrowth the inner core, but I think it's fine like this. It shouldn't matter too much. Healers are gone with the Red Mine farm, but that is fine. We still have the King ability, so that is super duper easy. We have like the Wizard for cleanup still. We have the Royal Champion. Do not run too much forward. Let's use another Overgrowth here for the back end. That should be fine, right? Like we still have the King ability. We still have so many troops left. It's kind of crazy. It's even though it's mostly Giants, I believe. I think it's mostly Giants, right? Is it mostly Giants? It's hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. Oh yeah, we have the King ability, which we will use for sure. Let's use the Wall Break up here. We can even take down the skeletons with the Wall Break, which is kind of funny. But we still have the Freeze, which is nice. Let's just use it here. King ability in just a second. We have the Super Barbs. Let's use them over here. This is going to be a nice 3-star with the Spiky Ball equipment. Let's go! That's how things can go. Quite nice and easy. Let's go. Let's go. Next base, which means we are having a Rage Tower base. Those are never fun to attack, but wait a second. That's the base which I've shared, right? So we know that the entire trap setup is over here. Well, that makes things a little bit easier, so we can Royal Champion charge from down here, because we know the traps. Yeah, let's go. Let's use the invis here, protect our troops, and get further value. As well, something I really like about this approach from Max, or like the concept behind this, is how far he went with the rabbit hole of like, okay, he has to replace this with that and counter this and that and whatever. Like it's crazy how far this goes, because let's just play it through, right? We're replacing the Eternal Tome with the Overgrowth. That's the first. Then we're not having any rages, so we're using the Rage Gem. The next step then is that, well, with rages missing, Rage Gem, but this means you need some recovery for the healers and troops and everything, so we're using the Healing Tome. The next step then is, okay, with the healing tome, we need something versus black mines. This is then what you're going to bring the new siege, because with that you have the option of actually flinging in troops like healers, like the test loons, for example. And this is pretty much going on and on and on with like, okay, I am using this, so I have to counter that. So it's kind of crazy. I really love that. I really think that's such a cool approach of like getting everything there. But let's just overgrowth the core, I think. Let's just overgrowth the core. I think that's the best thing we can do. Let's use the poison here again for the furnace, because that's what the best thing is. The Valkyries did go to the outside, but it's not the worst. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We'll just keep overgrowth in the core, and we're just going to finish there. I think then should be no problem, right? Maybe we can even trigger the Rage Tower somehow, but I don't think so. I don't think that we can trigger the Rage Tower before we're getting there. Nope. Let's just use it again. Let's just overgrowth the core again, make sure everything's safe. We have a ton of invis spells as well in this army composition, and that is for a reason. The reason being that... let's spawn the giant, by the way. The reason being is that the Warden can go down quite easily and quickly, and you do not want to have this to happen for quite obvious reasons, because, oh well, the Rage Aura is kind of like really crucial. So yeah, that's something to be considered. You really want to keep your Warden alive, and this is one of the ways how you can do that, with having those invis spells right there. But for us, let's do exactly that. We are going to keep them alive, so let's just use the invis here. We still have the king ability. Let's just use the remaining troops, because why not? Where else should we use them? Let's use the invis again. So you have the king ability with the spiky ball. It's like, again, a huge overkill. And those double overgrowth, it's actually crazy, because not just the overgrowth is easy to use, but as well, it is just doing so many purposes. Like having reduced damage on your troops, controlling the pathing of your troops, which makes it even easier then for your troops to go through the base. We have seen, like, they just went from this far left side to the top side corner, to the right side corner, then into this, what was it, I think the hero hall compartment, then into the core. No split whatsoever. They're always staying close together, and that is just so much value as an attacker. But let's do it again, and let's have some more fun without the Eternal Tome. This time around, an Invis Tower base. This is going to become interesting now, because we have nothing really to activate that. And I mean, let's see how we can handle that. I would assume we could start with our Royal Champion into one of those Invis Towers. Can we somehow trigger it? Do we have anything for that? We have a Invis, but no skeleton. I could send the Royal Champion in there, and she's going to redirect right away. So let's just do... Wow, really? Okay, let's get her in now. That was so bad. How did that happen? Okay. We invested one invis for nothing, pretty much, but that is fine. We wanted to give the base a chance. That's the whole purpose, okay? I just want to give the base a chance. That is the whole story here. Okay, as soon as those couple of buildings are gone, we're going to recall the Royal Champion, because otherwise the invis tower is going to reload, and that's not optimal. That's fine for now. Expo is gone. Now the queen. Nice golem in here. There's so much stuff you have to use in the beginning. Oh my goodness. Too much. Okay, now the king on the outside. The Valkyries in here. Use the wall. Ooh, the wall break. You should go for the town hall, buddy. Okay, now for the town hall. Yes. That's how we like that. Hopefully the queen is going to go for the town hall as well. That would be great. Yeah, so far it works, I guess. You can use the overgrowth now down here. Royal Champion ability. King ability. Where's the queen, by the way? She's... I would just use the poison here. Some root riders are going there. Okay, never mind. Do I keep overgrowth in the... What am I... I will use the heal for now. I even forgot that I had it. So what am I going to overgrowth? Will I overgrowth this? I think I will overgrowth this after the invis triggered. Yep. Now we can go to the bottom side together. And then we're going to finish on this thing. Actually, I can't wall break in because we have already lost those abilities, but whatever. I mean, at this stage, everything is pretty much alive again. Oh no, wait, my Royal Champion died, but it's like, we still have the Queen, we have the King. We have all the Super Bobs. Wait a second, I should maybe use them. That wouldn't be too bad. I should use them. Scout for a Spring Trap. There is no Spring Trap. Okay. We have the Invis belt. I should have used that on my Royal Champion, to be honest. I just lost track of her. I was yapping too much, so yeah. Let's use the Queen ability now. Oh my gosh. Just talking too much. The classic. The classic. But yeah, I mean, this attack again is not even close. It's not even close. It feels kind of unfair. And as well, those Overgrowth make things so much easier because they're not getting punished for bad funneling. And I feel like that is typically one of the biggest reasons why people are failing, because they're not keeping their troops together, the healers are not efficient, and things are just going down and dying. But yeah, I mean, huge shout out goes to Max for, I guess he and Ghost came up with this. At least that's what I saw, like messages. So huge shout out goes to him. I just love when someone's trying to think out of the box and try to challenge what everyone thinks. It's like, okay, set in stone. And everyone is really assuming that the Eternal Tome is set in stone as like have to use equipment kind of. But he really deep dove into this. Okay, I counter the fact that I don't have the Eternal Tome with using Overgrowth because this is less damage on my troops. They're staying more compact, so healing is more efficient. I want to have still efficient healing because I don't have rages, so I have to bring then the rage gem. But with that, I need as well safety for my healers, like versus red mines and splash damage. So that's why I'm going to use the healing tome. But this means I don't have the Eternal Tome again, so I need something to protect myself versus black mines. This is where he then brings the new siege, having as well 3 loons in there to work as like test loons in the core versus black mines, so the healer's staying alive. But this means that you don't have a siege barracks on the outside, so he has to go with the queen and the king to funnel. But like this entire line of things working together is just so well thought through. So I really appreciate that. I think it's really great. The strategy link, as always, is down below in the description. Give it a try if you want to. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye bye.